Hello everyone, my name is Calvan, and in today's video I'm going to explain briefly about my paper for the midterm examination, and it is about the errors of pronunciation or phonetics error in the Indonesian TV series Kelas International. Okay, let's go. First of all, the introduction. This TV show series, I know most of you have already know it, and the reason I'm choosing this because they are speaking our mother tongue, so it's easier to know the errors. And there's also they are foreign students, so they speak using our language that must have been influenced by their mother tongue. And that's all. Let's go on. You can read this if you want. And the literature review, as we know what is phonology and phonetics before, so I'm going to kind of skip this. And there's the consonant and vowels, and we have already learned this, so there's this tables to see what are the most used consonants and vowels, and this is too. Okay, moving on to the analyzing it. And the episode that I'm going to choose to analyze is the first episode and the second episode of the first season, and here is the link to watch it if you want to try analyze it. And moving on, and here are some of the errors that I found and some of the text that they say. And as you can see here, number one, Malingling saya dari Republic of China, kerja di International Republic of China. And as we already know, it already shown the pronunciation error. As we can see, the dari isn't using R and so on. And then number two, the Ding and Kotaro are talking, and as we can see, there's also the pronunciation error here in this part, lapal and lapar, bore. It's just the one word that was pronounced wrong, but it will affects the whole meaning of it. And there's the explanation of the error here. As I'm going to say, the reason of this error is simple. As we already know, the phoneme L didn't exist in Japanese, and the phoneme R doesn't exist in Chinese language, so they tend to use the wrong phonemes and have difficulty in pronouncing it. As we already know, this is very different from our own language and the English phonemes. The phonemes that is used here is the phoneme L and And here is the explanation of this consonants. The sound of consonant R is a voice palatal liquid consonant. When you move the tip of your tongue upwards and backwards so that it almost touches the tip of your mouth. You can try it now. Your tongue should curl slightly, but it shouldn't touch the top of your mouth. Example is the word run as in the initial, bread as in medial, and for as in final. And this is some of the example that I can give you for these phonemes. And there's also the consonant L, which is a voice alveolar liquid consonant. When you touch your gum ridge or the hard spot behind your upper teeth, with the tip of your tongue when you say the letter L. O. Call the sides of your tongue upwards. Breathe out, pushing air to the sides of your mouth. For example, is the word lamb as in the initial, alarm as in medial, and ball as in final. And so here are the conclusions of this paper, where most of the students produce errors in utterance because of their mother tongue influence to the target language. As I said earlier, the reason for this error in pronunciation is their mother tongue influences, where the Japanese doesn't have the phonemes L and the Chinese doesn't have the phonemes R. And we can take, the example from one of our locals or our ethnic in Indonesia. For example, it's the same as the Sundanese people, where they have difficulty in pronouncing the letter F and V, but instead they use the letter P to change it. And I think it's because the influence of their tongue to the local language tongue, which most of our ethnic in Indonesian have. But as you can see here, the local tongue influences will have have some difficulty in pronouncing some phonemes as the letter or consonant F and V, where F is the sound of consonant pairs and is called voiceless labiodental fricative. This means that you create friction between the bottom of the lip and top teeth when meanwhile the sound V is voiced labiodental fricative consonant. Press your upper teeth against your lower lip, breathe out and let the air escape your teeth. Your vocal cords should vibrate, and it means that when you say the letter V or consonant V, your vocal cord will vibrate. I mean, it is like that. Yeah. So yeah, as we can see the conclusion here, we can take notes that most of the pronunciation error when people from the foreign country try to speak other languages than their main language will have something like error pronunciation, because it has the influences from their mother tongue. And that's all that I can conclude from my paper. Thank you very much for watching.